Hi lovelies, so today I'm going to do get ready with me from beginning to finish, and I don't often do this but because I don't like the way I look without foundation, my uneven skin, but my melasma, as you can see, is really going down now. It's fading out, but I wanted to show you how uneven my skin is. So I have these brown patches. They are not as bad as they were when I first came back from holidays, and I've posted a picture on Instagram of it. But it's going down a bit, so it's not too bad. Anyway, I thought I'd show you everything really. And let me know if you prefer those get ready with me chats, or do you just like a much quicker tutorial, because these are obviously longer, but I feel like my tutorials are not tutorials really, because I'm not a professional makeup artist and I don't have all the brilliant lighting and stuff like that. So let me know if you prefer just a quick tutorial, or do you like this get ready with me. So I've already prepped my face, so I've used my skincare and it isn't much in the morning. Like I said, I use my vitamin C, E and ferulic acid serum, and I put my Tranquility Skincare Banish Puffy Eye Cream, and then I use Rachel K CC Cream, because that's skincare and like a primer in one, and I think that makes my melasma go down a bit as well. So what I will do next, I'm going to use my favorite right now combination of these two foundations. So I'm going to use Estee Lauder Double Wear in Soft Tan, and I just squeeze a bit of it, just like half a pump, and then I'm going to use GLAM Lingerie Depot in 03 and a pump of that, and I sort of mix it on my hand, and I apply it or with beauty blender or with a brush, it doesn't really matter. So I just spread some first, mostly in the middle on my face, and then I get to work. And as you can see, this doesn't have really much trouble covering my melasma. You can still sort of see it through, because obviously the foundation is a bit lighter than melasma, and that gives it a bit of a greyish look. And I know I could use more concealers, but then that gives me very cakey look. So what I do with the rest of it is I will use bronzers, stuff like that, and that will really cover the rest of it. Oh, you don't know how much better. If you notice, I don't go right under my eyes. I just think with more mature eyes, and you know, I've got eye bags as well. I put a bit, whatever's left on the foundation, on the top of my eyes, just tiny bit, but I don't go underneath because foundation is too heavy. So I show you what I do with my under eye. And you see, that's done my whole face really. I'm going to put more stuff on it. So that's my foundation done, so I will use some concealer later. And what I do now with my eyes, I think you have to, before you put any makeup on, with mature eyes, put a lot of eye cream and let it sink in for quite a while. You just need a lot of moisture under there, because if it's dry to powdery, it will show all the lines. My favorite concealers really right now, what have been for a long time, are the Maybelline one. So this is the Eraser Eye, and I use mine in nude, because remember, you can't use it too white at first if you have eye bags, because that will emphasize them. So I just click a bit and I start here. So I put like a blob here and blob here, blob here and here. and I put some on the top of my eye. Because this is especially for eye, it's not as cakey and thick as foundation. And then I work it with my finger for quite a while. I think I've put a bit too much. Because as you're doing that with your finger, you're warming up the product and it melts into your skin better. And you have too much, wipe it off. Okay, I will do a bit more concealer later, but that will be up here. So now I am going to set it. So you should always set your foundation really, because if you put any powder products like blush or bronzer on a wet foundation, it will just stick to it and you will go patchy. You need to always dust it with something. I usually use my Laura Mercier Rich Vanilla, but you can just use any old setting powder really. I like the Laura Mercier because this is a mineral foundation as well, so it gives me a bit more coverage at the same time. I try not to go with it under my eyes. Really, I try not to set my under eye concealer. A lot of people asking me what I do. I might do like a quick sweep, but I don't feel, well, I'll show you later what I do. I use some other things. I always put it over my brows, because when I start doing my brows, if there is a lot of product on them, like foundation, my pencil just slides all over it. So, oh gosh, I need to give you my thoughts on the Anastasia brow dipper. I always forget to do this, but that is like a separate video. So I have done that, and this is sort of setting and, you know, giving me a bit more coverage. So now I am going to warm up my face a bit. It's not a contour as such. A lot of people have been asking me to show how I contour. I mean, I don't really do the whole huge contouring things, and I do it with all sorts of different products. So I'm going to use Bahama Mama from the Balm, and this is matte bronzer, and it's a great color for contouring. I take like small brush that is probably not even contouring brush, and from the top of my ear to about here, I just lightly make that contour and then brush it upwards. In a camera that does look quite dark, but it doesn't here. Okay, and I might go a bit here because I've got very high forehead. Can you see? I call it Mickey Mouse forehead, you know. So I want to shade the big forehead. That is looking really dark in that camera, but you know, I've got the issues with my lighting, and really I would use like different bronzer to go down my neck, but I didn't bring one here, so there. Let me buff that in a bit more, because in a camera it is looking pretty dark. That's better. So that is my bronzer done, and that's how much I do for contouring. I don't even call it contouring really. But what I will do now I take the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and mine is in number 10, and I want to light up this area. Now with this I go from here, but can you see I'm not gonna go above my bag because I'm gonna go under my bag, because if I go over my bag I will emphasize my bag, and I sort of go all the way here. Okay, I don't really do any of this. Sometimes I do it just for you. Now I don't normally highlight my nose because my nose is quite long and pointy anyway, so I don't need to emphasize that. And now again I pat it in with my fingers, sort of down the side of my nose, not very high up under my eye, not right under my eye. I just think it's nice to use brushes, but I think first you should use finger, because the warmth of your finger melts it all better. Also, if you have these lines here, you can use concealer in there, and especially one of those, you know, light reflecting, like the Touche Eclat concealer, the ones they're supposed to diffuse light, because that does diffuse the light, and you know, you get this shadow, so that makes it lighter. Don't know why I did that. To be honest, I don't often do this. I just do it under my eyes. Okay, make sure that this is all nicely in. Now I'm gonna set that. I know it seems like a lot of products, but that's what I do, especially if I want my makeup to look really flawless. I mean, I don't sit there and do this every single morning because it obviously takes too much time. But this is like if I was going out and I wanted my makeup to look nice. And right, what I'm using, this is very old, so they do it, but it's in different, it's a new formula and it's round now. It's the Laura Mercier foundation powder, and I've got the round one as well, but I quite like this color, so I'm not going to tell you what color it is because the colors don't correspond to the new ones that much. And I just set it through the middle, okay, because I get very what, shiny through the middle later on. So I've done that now. Now I want to do my blush. And to be honest, I would have had my brows done first. I usually do my brows after I've done my foundation, but it doesn't matter. Today I'm going to use Illamasqua Sophie. And this is Kirkland brush. Any old brush will do. And I concentrate mostly here, and then just bring it a bit to the front. Okay, so that adds a bit to that contour as well. I don't have cheekbones, so I don't know where to put it. Okay. And now what I will do is, like I told you the other day, enjoying my Hourglass Ambient palette again because I didn't feel I could use it in a winter. It was too light. And I usually use this one, which is Radiant Light. So I use that sort of here through the mid, you know where you would have like the big pores. I sort of put it here, not on my nose. I don't want my nose shiny, that's for sure, because it gives you a bit of a sheen. And that would be it for my face. I will do now my eyebrows, and I have done video on how I do my eyebrows, so I'm not gonna be boring you with it. It's quite time consuming because, as you can see, my brows are overplucked. I've got some missing here, so for the purpose of this video I might skip that. Okay, and let's do the eyes. I'm gonna use Urban Decay Primer Potion. Pat that in, let it dry. And I am going to use the Becca Ombre Nude Eyes palette. And I don't really know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to take a Sigma E35 and I'm going to go into this second lightest shade, and I'm just gonna put it quite high up above my crease, my non-existent crease. So this is gonna be like just shading. I'm pulling it out towards my eyebrow actually, because I have droopy eyes. You want everything to go up, up, up. When I do it here, I always do one eye different to the other. Okay. Now I am going probably take E45, yes, because you know, Sigma E45 is my favorite for working in that corner in my outer V. And basically, as it says ombre, I'm going to be going now from this shadow all the way to this one. So I'm going to be building it up. So I am working in that ombre way. I haven't used that one yet because this one is not very pigmented, and I probably would only use that one as I don't often highlight under my eyebrow, especially with anything shiny. I probably would use that lightest shade because they are all matte, just slightly under my brow, so it gives a bit of light, but it's nothing, you know, in your face. Okay, so I am going now to go to the third darkest shade, did my E45, and I'm going to go right on my socket bone with it. The great thing about this palette is that whatever shade you use, that's it, your look is done. It's not in your face, it's so buildable. I mean, I could leave that like this now, put mascara on and I would be done. But you know me, to me that looks like I'm bare-eyed. You see, I go with these shadows up here. So it gives me that lifted. And I'm going right to the corner because I think I want to do something different today that I don't often do. So I'm still using that third shade. They don't have names. Now I think that third shade, I bring it in a bit here. You wouldn't want to do it if you've got very close set eyes, because that will bring them even closer together. That is a very good trick to do if your eyes are very wide set, to put dark color in the corner. But don't do it if your eyes are really close set. And now I'm still working with that third shade. I am going to bring it out and a bit in. I'm leaving the middle of my eyelid plain. It's just something I saw on Pinterest. I see a lot of that on Pinterest, in fact. That type of makeup. Pinterest is my great inspiration. Honestly, if you don't have Pinterest account, you should get one. It doesn't cost anything. And also you can follow my boards on Pinterest. So if you want to see really what my style is, what I like, you just need to look at my boards on Pinterest, because I pin there everything that I like: makeup, home decor, hair, you know, anything like that. I'm still working with the third shade. Love this palette. Honestly, love it, because at first I thought it's not that pigmented, but that's great. That is so great, because it's still so beautifully blendable, and you can just build it up. You don't like go and have that huge blob of color. And if you've got time, you can sit there all day playing. Okay, now I'm going to go to the second darkest, or second away from darkest. And I'm just going to work on this corner with it. Oh, I love it. Sorry, but I haven't been using this palette that much. Well, not that much. I haven't had it for that long, but since I've had it, I've been using it every day because I love it. And now I am going to go to the darkest one. And as you can see, I'm using the same brush because I'm going from the lightest to the darkest. I'm going to really concentrate on here now with that darker one. Bring it in a bit here. I've gone into the third shade again and darkening this corner here a bit. Oh, okay. Now I'm going back to the second shade, the lightest one, and I'm going to blend that out a bit. So no harsh lines. Now what I want to do in this middle is put like a lighter eyeshadow, just to make the middle of the lid pop. And I didn't know if to use, because obviously I don't have anything that bright in here. I could have used this Sonia Kashak's light one, or I can use my Stila Kitten. I don't know. I think what I might do the Stila Kitten, and if it's too bright, then I tone it down with something matte. So that just giving you different option. You can do it with something matte, or you can do it with something shiny. I'm going to put a bit of more eye primer so that color really pops. This is the L'Oreal Color Riche Fixing and Unifying Eyeshadow Primer. I forgot all about it, and it's quite good eyeshadow primer actually. Okay, so you can see straight away how your eye pops when you just put that in the middle. So I'm taking Kitten. He's quite fierce. I do like that. I love it. Yeah, I'm leaving it like that. Go with it just to your crease. Pack it on, but we will blend it out a bit in a minute. Okay, I'm going to go back to my E45 and I just dust over it, so have like a, I really like that. I really like that effect. Blend everything all nicely. And today I think I'm not going to go under my eyes with the eyeshadow. Just going to be different. I think I'm going to do my liner now, and again, as always, I use the Stila waterproof stay all day liquid eyeliner, and I will do the line. Of course, you don't have to do this line. You could do just a brown pencil line, or don't do line at all, just put the mascara on. But you know me, I like my eye quite strong. And I will put eyelashes on as well. And I just picked them up. They were just lying there like a couple of spiders. I think these are the eyeliner. Are they? I think they might be the eyeliner 107. I'm sure. I don't know. I just put them on. Oh, need to put mascara on my own lashes first. Okay, let's do the lashes. Hate doing this, but I think it will look nice. But you could obviously leave it just like this. So that's the eyes done. Let's do lips. For lips today, I think I'm gonna use my all-time favorite. This is L'Oreal lip liner in Rosewood, which I've used for years. And for my lipstick, I am going to use NYX Talia, I think this is. Yeah. Talia. Which is like a mauve nude. I really like the feeling of it. It's so, so creamy. It's a bit of a darker lip that I normally do. Okay, so this is the finished look. It's a bit darker lip that I normally do, but again, I saw this lipstick tally, I've had it for a while, on Pinterest, and looked totally different on Pinterest, looked beautiful. I think it's like a mauvey neutral, there it is. But yeah, just something different. So it is different that I don't have any eyeshadow underneath and darker lipstick. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if you like those get ready with me videos or you prefer just quick tutorials. Thank you very much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye!